It seems that I lose. I knew you were strong, Edge.
It was really close. You were strong too.
It's nice to hear that. Because all I ever wanted.
Phase! Limmel.
What's wrong, Limmel? That look doesn't suit you very well.
You dummy, Phase. You're just a big, hopeless dummy.
Yes, I think so too. Though it's a little vexing to find myself agreeing with you.
I lied to you, Kay.
Limmel?
The truth is, your cloak kinda did look okay on you. But only kinda.
Thank you, Limmel. It makes me kind of happy to hear you say that.
What's going on, Meow?
It would seem that Nox Obscurus has begun to collapse. I assume it is because the energy supply cannot be maintained now that Mr. Phase has been defeated. Or to be more accurate, now that the Grigori that merged with him has been destroyed.
That makes sense. In other words, Nox Obscurus doesn't have enough energy left to hold itself together any longer.
I believe that analysis is correct, Mrs. Muria.
I imagine the analysis can probably wait.
You're wasting time too, Aramat!
We have to go. Hurry!
Come on. Let's go home.
Edge.
You go on ahead, Limmel.
Edgy. But... Huh?
Mr. Edge!
We'll be fine! Take care of Limmel!
But...
Just do it!
I believe in you, Mr. Edge.
Edge. Tell me. Where did I go wrong? All I ever wanted was to become strong. Like you, Edge. No matter how dark or difficult the path, you always came through it, growing step by step. I wanted to become a man like you, always walking forward.
That's nothing. You still can, you know. You're walking forward now, aren't you?
I see. That's exactly where I went wrong, isn't it? I needed to keep moving forward, on my own feet, no matter how far, no matter how difficult, no matter how painful. You told me that, showed me that so many times. But instead, I grabbed hold of the power I found in front of me. Because my heart was weak, too fragile to withstand the sorrow and pain. I gave myself up to that power and became so proud. What a fool I am.
What should we do? Look!
It's a transfer symbol!
Run!
Wait, I thought we couldn't use transfer symbols here.
I imagine we're able to use them because the connection between Nox Obscurus and the missing procedure has been severed.
Let me go! Edge! Edge is still back there! No! There's no way I could let go of you now! Over here. Just a little more.
Come on!
Here we go! Well, let go! Edge! Edge!
No!
Edge! Edge! No!
Rainy,
No, let go!
calm down.
Let go of me!
Now!
Edge! Phase and Edgy are still inside, Kay! Let go!
We can't wait any longer.
No!
The symbol will be caught in a collapse.
No! Edge! Let go! Edge! Edge!
I'm not letting go! I won't let go of you!
Edge, why are you trying so hard?
Don't look at me like that! You're going to be strong like me, right? Come on! We're getting out of here! And then we'll all be together again!
It feels nice.
Huh?
Hearing you call back to me from ahead. Running after you. Following your lead. Always trying my best to help you. I hope someday.
Phase?
Edge, I know you can.
Phase!
die! Edge! Let go! Edge! Edge! Edge!
As for the previous announcement, mankind has taken its first steps into the vast ocean known as space, expanding our knowledge of a world shrouded in mystery. More than anything, our encounters with new comrades have been a great boon to our species and represent a symbol of hope for our future. Even so, from this day forth, we must acknowledge that we are members of a pan-galactic humanity, all of whom must share in our universe's destiny. I ask you, how are we to proceed? In any way, on any planet, there exists an order that must be protected. The collapse of that order means the collapse of that planet. If we have been entrusted with even a small part of our universe's fate, the answer is simple. We must learn the order of the galaxy and protect it. In order to join hands with our new friends across the universe and usher in a bright future, we are duty-bound to engrave a single promise upon our hearts. At the consensus of all on Earth, and as a member of this great galaxy, we now present a guide to protecting peace in the universe. The Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact. May the establishment of this pact mark the first step toward a bright and prosperous future. And I would like you to know, there was a group of nameless heroes who entrusted us with the institution of this most noble pact. Yes, heroes who paved our way into space with great difficulty, who never once backed down from adversity to the very end. I thought I might tell you about what's going to happen next. Recent events have served to purge the Eldarians' ill feelings, and we now also enjoy friendship with EN2. We intend to foster fine relationships, compensating each other for the areas in which we lack. And of course, we intend to support the Eldarians' emigration efforts completely. Currently, the best option for their emigration appears to be Lemurus.
In the distant past, our ancestors spoke of a utopia that we have long yearned to locate, a planet of paradise known as Lemuria. Not long ago, a coordinate signal arrived from our ancestors thousands of years old. We discovered that those coordinates matched Lemurus exactly, and that our ancestors who disappeared into space long ago were the progenitors of the people of Lemurus. Together with our own flesh and blood brethren, we will use Eldarian technology to build a wonderful planet.
The missing procedure was suppressed only through the cooperation of both Earthlings and Eldarians. X offers thanks and wishes to continue cultural exchange. Of course, certain limits will have to be set.
Earthlings, Eldarians, Morphus, people of Lemurus and Roke. Indeed, all the intelligent life forms we are sure to encounter. I'm certain we will be able to join hands with them. As we will be continuing to explore undeveloped planets, your experiences will be invaluable. In the hopes of building a better future for us all, I would like to formally request your cooperation.
We can't do that, sir.
And might I ask why not?
Back when we first landed on Lemurus, the people living there, they referred to us as gods. And naturally, as gods, they clung to us. They truly believed we would grant them happiness. Don't you think that resembles the way the Cardianon revered the Grigori as their epiphanies of guidance?
I have to agree. It is indeed similar.
In the end, the Cardianon were destroyed by the very powers granted to them by the Grigori they worshipped. Another planet, one very similar to Earth, was the same. Provided with technology beyond their understanding, they became intoxicated and chose to walk the path of their own destruction.
Edge.
In all probability, we'll continue to set foot on many more distant planets. But some of them will still have young civilizations. If we were to extend our hands to them, it would mean their evolution would cease to be their own. It would cease to be rightful. It would be warped evolution. We would be forcing futures on those planets that they would otherwise have no way of choosing on their own. If we continue our space exploration irresponsibly, we ourselves will be no different from the Grigori. We'll become like the missing procedure, entities that would cause the entire universe to collapse.
I do understand your point of view, Mr. Maverick. However, we are nothing like the Grigori. If we guide these peoples toward proper evolution, our universe will more rapidly become hospitable. Wouldn't that be the best future for all concerned?
Even so, I believe that the walking of one's own path is rightful evolution, not being nudged from an outside source.
Mr. Maverick.
Taking evolution simply handed to you is easy. But if I were to acknowledge that, I would never be able to face Phase again. All he wanted was to protect everything. That's why he craved that immense power. He had a just heart, a kind heart. But the power was simply too immense, and distorted even his kindness. I ceased to believe in him. But even so, in the end, he understood me. He accepted me. And most of all, he saved me. That is why this is the one thing I cannot allow. I won't let those last moments we spent together go to waste.
When we Eldarians emigrate to Lemurus, we will abandon our civilization and all our technology. I promise you.
What?
Mr. Gagon, you can't.
It's all right. If our brother accepted your decision, we can have no complaints. We will begin on Lemurus anew.
Well, it is sudden evolution which stimulates the missing procedure. Yes, it is certainly possible we could become the source of that. Very well. EN2 will remain hidden in space, and we shall continue to observe the missing procedure as well.
Giotto! Are you absolutely sure?
Of course, it's not a problem. You know, X is rather fond of you.
I suppose it would be somewhat puerile for me to continue to persist here.
Commander.
Very well. We will no longer seek technological assistance from the Eldarians or EN2. We shall have to obfuscate the existence of the missing procedure, and convincing the powers that be will certainly not be easy.
Indeed it won't. Of course you'll have my full support, sir.
It's going to get busy around here. Don't expect to get a whole lot of rest.
Understood!
Space Date 12. The story of the heroes that saved the universe, a story known only to a few, has reached its conclusion. Meanwhile, they too were about to set out upon their own new journey. Edge Maverick of the Transportation Agency.
Sir,
I appoint you to the position of Interplanetary Transport Captain. Further, Raimi Sionji.
Sir,
I appoint you to the position of Interplanetary Transport First Officer.
I am
I am
honored,
honored to accept, sir.
I'm sure it isn't easy, but the formalities are important, you know.
I'm sorry, sir. It's just this uniform. It's kind of uncomfortable.
Just bear it a little longer. There's someone I'd like to introduce you to.
Introduce us to?
He's the man who designed the new ship you'll be flying. Come on in.
Klaus?
Klaus? You must have me confused with someone else.
This is Professor Trillis Baktine. He's the man who managed to implement the Eldarian warp technology we received. A living legend of the Terran Alliance.
Commander. President. Please, don't flatter me too much. I'm afraid it might go to my head. You'll take care of the ship I built, won't you?
Yes, sir! I, Transport Captain Edge Maverick, take full responsibility for your ship, sir.
You two may not have had much publicity, but I've heard all about you from the President. I'm in full agreement with your opinions.
Huh?
We still have to rely on Eldarian technology for the moment, but my dream is to surpass it someday, with technology developed here on Earth. I promise I'll create a warp drive even more advanced than the Eldarian subspace bubble technology. Besides, no scientist wants a breakthrough handed to him on a plate. What kind of scientist would accept a breakthrough handed to him on a plate? What is it?
It's nothing, sir. I'm just... happy. Really. That's all it is.
Edge, do you think we made...
Yeah, this is how it should be. Definitely how it should be. I, Edge Maverick.
I, Raimi Sionji.
We hereby take up our positions as interplanetary transport officers.
Bacchus, are you sure?
The missing procedure has gone silent, and my duty as Amorphous has at last been fulfilled. From now on, I wish to devote my life to you. You, who waited so long and so patiently for a disloyal husband such as myself.
I've never once thought of you as disloyal. You lived for your duty, and you were my pride and joy. At last, I'll be able to feel your warmth again.
Yes, and now that we're together again, I want to bring you more than warmth. I want to bring you heat, Frisia.
That's not very like you.
I met some fine comrades on my journey, and they showed me how to feel a whole new level of warmth.
I see. That sounds truly wonderful.
So it was. I first met them while pursuing my duty, during the investigation of a planet called Cardianon in the Arcturus system.
Tell me about it later.
leaving this house, Meow. I'm never coming back. I'm gonna be a runaway. Meow!
Well, well. Just don't stay out too late, Alley Cat.
I said I'm never coming back, not ever, Meow! And I'm no Alley Cat, Meow!
Come now, don't be angry, Alley Cat. Cheer up, Alley Cat. Tomorrow is another day, Alley Cat.
Stop calling me Alley Cat already! Ugh! I'm never, ever, ever coming back! Meow!
I see. Be well then. How unfortunate. I was making grilled fish and roast chicken tonight.
Oh my, oh dear. Why am I so explosively popular? Meow, meow, meow.
Chicken, 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 chicken!
Oh no, this is not good. In fact, it's worse than when I was with Mary.
Legs, thighs, wings!
Something about those words sounds awfully sinister. Oh my goodness! There's danger all around, isn't there? Nowhere to run.
Meow, meow!
Hi! Wow! I'm flying! I'm really flying! Oh. Now I can go and visit Edge and all my friends!
Lucian. It took me a while, but finally, I can listen to your last words without crying. In the beginning, all I could feel was hatred. I thought there was no way I would ever be able to find happiness in a world without you. But I decided to at least try. Thank you, Lucian. Thank you for leaving me your message. And Edge, Crow. I want to thank you two as well. Thank you for setting me free from my anger and despair.
You're an Earthling.
How do you...
Nothing special. I have some experience with Earthlings.
Who are you?
That voice, was it one of your comrades? Looks like their habits rubbed off on me. Well, I suppose this should be entertaining. It's not as if death comes easy to me anyway.
There we go. All right, that's all the endings. That was a really long ending. I didn't want to talk during any of it. I will say, I forgot the character endings took place before the credits. I thought the character endings were going to take place after the credits, but nah, they took place before there, and we got freaking 5 of them. That's insane. For as much as I'm not the biggest fan of this game, I will say the ending is really nice for setting up Star Ocean canon. I really like the scene where Raimi and then you see Edge there watching the speech that Stephen D. Kenny is doing, and they're like officially announcing like the Underdeveloped Preservation Pact. That's really cool. It's really cool to be a Star Ocean fan and be like, yeah, this is what started it all. So that's really neat. Edge and Raimi getting promoted was like pretty good. So I mean, like, you know, all things considered, for as much as I'm like, this game is fine. This game is okay. This game isn't terrible. This game isn't great. It's not like good. I honestly thought it was good. Are we having another scene here, or is this credits? I cannot tell. More credits? I think it's more credits. This game is fine. I feel like when I played this game originally, I was like, yeah, this game is pretty good. But now I've replayed it and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. 5 out of 10. It's an average game. It's not terrible. It's not good. I wouldn't recommend this game to anybody. If you like Star Ocean, I'd say give it a try because you might have a different opinion. The combat system is fun, but some of the enemies and bosses just get very annoying little habits, and also like hitboxes are weird sometimes, and special arts are hard to chain. Blindsiding's really cool, but even then, like, it could be hard to proc sometimes. So like the combat is like pretty enjoyable. But then enemies and bosses just have annoying things that happen with them. I mean, like, I really don't know what to say. The characters in this game just really let me down. I really don't care about any of the characters. I honestly would say the best, like, written character in the game is FaZe. He had a pretty interesting setup of being like, oh yeah, he looked up to Edge, and eventually, like, seeing his brethren fall, and, like, what happened on Rogue kind of triggered him and made him angry, and seeing him become the Apostle of Creation was like, that's a nice angle. I kind of wish we got more into how he got there, because we saw the scene when he was with Crow and he got really angry and his eyes turned red and like he just left, but then suddenly he's just the Apostle of Creation. I feel like from that one scene with Crow, you could have had like another thing of him transitioning to the Apostle. It just felt really, not random necessarily, but could have been fleshed out a lot more, I think. But even still, I think FaZe had the best setup, and even then, he was nothing to write home about, but he probably had the best setup. And the other characters just aren't that good. Like, Limmel, Sarah, no secret that I just find their voice acting insufferable, and their characters are mad annoying. Like, it should go without saying. Miria, I really don't care for. Bacchus, I really don't care for. Raimi's, like, okay. She's fine. But even though she has her whole classic, like, Edge, you're a pervert moments. I don't think Edge is a good protagonist in my mind. I will say it was neat to see Edge finally be respected, but even still, I don't really care about Edge all that much. Who else am I missing? Armat, who cares, comes way too late to be any relevant. But yeah, none of the characters really, like, scream to me, like, yeah, Miracle, like, I like Miracle, I guess. Like, she's probably, like, the funniest character. Like, every funny thing in this game that I find funny is involving Miracle. But even then, she's not, like, amazing or anything. So, like, yeah, the characters just really don't do it for me. There's really not a standout character in this game. And I actually like the premise a little bit of Earth's Last Hope and like going to different planets and stopping the Gregorian missing procedure. The premise is interesting, but as I said, I would rather have a memorable cast of characters that are pretty good than just a good premise with the characters being trash, basically. But yeah, Star Ocean 4, it's a fine game. It's okay, it's average. I'm glad I played it for the channel. I hope people enjoyed, because I know a lot of people were requesting this game for some reason, and I don't know, replaying it, like, I feel like my opinion of it slightly dropped. Like, I thought it was a good game, but I knew it wasn't amazing. But I used to get more enjoyment out of this game. But this playthrough was like, yeah, it's not bad, but it's just, there's so many better games out there. Like, I would never recommend this game to anyone. The only way I'd be like, yeah, it's probably worth your time is if you said, like, oh, I played, like, 3 Star Ocean games and liked them. If you gave me that response to be like, oh, yeah, I played, like, 2 or 3 Star Ocean games, I'd be like, yeah, give this game a try. You might like it. It has stuff for Star Ocean fans. It has a lot of connections to the other games. And again, it starts off the UP3, which is really cool. And the interplanetary exploration is really nice. I love the planets you visit in this game. But even with that said, I can't really say this game is, like, it's barely a good game. Like, I was gonna say, like, a 6 out of 10, but I hesitate to call it that much because I got really annoyed with some of the late game bosses. But yeah, we're done. Oh, I started recording this game in, like, April. First video went up in May. Took me, like, 5 months to finish. I'm sorry that this playthrough dragged out for as long as it did. It wasn't Star Ocean 4's fault. It wasn't because the game sucked. I swear. It was because I got really busy. I mean, it didn't kind of help that the game was, like, okay. Of course, if the game's okay, I'm not going to want to, like, play it as much, so I guess that kind of did go into it, but it was mostly because I got really busy and I just didn't have a lot of time to record it. It was kind of why I recorded it in the first place, because it's not, like, the best game, but I got it done. I got the main story done. Star Ocean 4 is fine. It's okay. It's a decent game. There's worse games than this, but there's also so many better games. You can do so much worse than this. It's also not very long. It's like 25 to 30 hours. We're probably like between 25 to 30 hours right now. So it's not very long. So like if you got like 25 to 30 hours to kill for a decent game, then you could do a lot worse. By the way, I wanted to talk about the the character endings where we actually got miracles, which was kind of funny. The end. But yeah. I'm done with this game. I'm not doing any post-game. I'm not doing any side quest. We're done. Star Ocean Second Story R. By the time this makes it to YouTube, it's already being played, but that's going to take up my attention. Other games are going to take up my attention. But I'll play other Star Ocean games. I want to do First Departure R at some point, and I also want to do Star Ocean 6 again with Leticia. I want to do Leticia's story for Star Ocean 6. I think the order of operations for Star Ocean games, obviously Second Story R. After Second Story R, we take a Star Ocean break. And then I might do, yeah, I'll probably do First Departure R. I have to do First Departure R, I think, first. And that game's not very long either. So after that, I could do Star Ocean 6 again, which I can't wait to do. Because Star Ocean 6 is my favorite Star Ocean game. Followed by 3 and then 2. Maybe Second Story R will make 2 my second favorite. Who knows, but either way, my top 3s are 6, 3, and 2 at this point. And 4 would probably be after 2. I probably like 4 more than 1. Because 1's combat is going to be like 2, and 2's combat isn't, like, amazing. So I'd probably say Star Ocean 4 is, like, my 4th favorite. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I got the main story done. I hope some of you got enjoyment out of this playthrough. It was fun for a little bit. It was fun to relive it and just get it on the channel. I'll probably, like, never play this game again, though. After this playthrough, because I got it on the channel. I don't really have a reason to play it again. But overall, it was a solid time. It wasn't, like, the worst time ever. So I'm glad to finally have it done, though. It kind of went on way longer than expected, and I apologize for that. I just got really busy, and it wasn't my biggest priority. But yeah. That about covers it. I don't really have much to say because I kind of aired my grievances on the game throughout, you know? So yeah. Those of you watching, hope you all enjoyed. If you, I'll be playing Second Story R as this goes up, and eventually I'll do First Departure R and Leticia's playthrough for 6 and other RPGs from time to time. So maybe those will interest you. Either way, Star Ocean 4 is complete, and I'll move on to other stuff, and yeah, a couple more Star Ocean stuff on the way. So yeah, thank you all for watching. See you all next time.